Welcome to Eligible Monsters Complete Story Series. We're going to be starting to bring you all of the Final Fantasy individual games lores, the character lore. We're going to be talking about Final Fantasy 7, 8, 9, 10, all the big ones. But in order to start talking about Final Fantasies, I thought we should give you a dramatic narrative reading of the first Final Fantasy's storyline, because did you know that Final Fantasy 1 had a story? I mean, I know, baffling, right? That one of the most story-heavy franchises out there would have a story. Today we're going to bring you the story of Final Fantasy 1 and the Warrior of Light. Long ago, there were 3 major continents on the planet, 4 crystals controlling the very elements of the world, all but worshipped by some. The Lufians, descending from the people of the sky who once lived in the clouds, used the wind crystal to create powerful ships and their floating castle, which sat in the heavens looking down upon the earth. They look on in fear as the wind crystal begins to darken, taking their power of the sky. It was at this time that the fiend of the wind, the dragon Tiamat, attacked them. Tiamat took control of the floating castle and chased the Lufians away. But a man named Sid, hid one of the great airships away from Tiamat. 200 years passed, with massive storms lashing the ocean waves as the great kraken stirred up the ocean, darkening the water crystal and sinking a shrine near the town of Angrok. It disappeared beneath the surface, forgotten in time. Beneath the waves, the kraken settled into the shrine. The earth crystal was next. An evil undead lich had taken up residence in a deep cave, causing the crops of the town of Melmond to wither and die. But the ancient sage, Lucan, began to speak to the earth as it tore itself apart. He tells of 4 warriors of light who came forth in a time of great darkness to save the world. Another great fiend senses the rise of the warriors of light. The snake-like Marlith awakens, sweeping wildfires across the continent, and the crystal of fire darkens. And as all 4 of our crystals have officially darkened, time passes, and it is the kingdom of Cornelia that the 4 warriors finally appear. They each carry an orb darkened as the elemental crystals. The king of the land asks the warriors to travel to the Temple of the Fiends, the Chaos Shrine ruined long ago, and there they would face off against Garland, an evil knight who wishes to rule the kingdom. With the knight defeated and the princess saved, the king repairs a bridge that allows them to travel to the town of Pravoka in the east. Yet the warriors find the town is under control of Bike and his vile pirates. They save the town, killing the pirates and taking their ship. And as they travel out in the Aldi Sea, they discover that the sea is cut off from the rest of the world. The passage is blocked by great stones. A group of dwarves, led by Nerik, are trying to unseal the passage, but they lack the required explosives. Using the ship, they travel along the Aldi Sea, and they discover a ruined castle. Within, an elven king asks them to retrieve his crown from a cave within the marshlands. With the crown returned, the king reveals himself to be the evil dark elf Astos. Yet the dark elf is no match for the warriors of light, and from him they receive the crystal eye. They bring the eye to the blind witch named Matoya. From the witch, they are given a special herb. This herb is used by the warriors of light to remove the curse Astos has put upon an elven prince, placing him into a dark slumber. And with this done, the prince gives the group a mystical key that can unlock any door. Shockingly, it's used to unlock a very specific door. Within the castle of Cornea, the warriors have found a storage closet that was mysteriously locked. Within, the warriors found the sticks of TNT, and they give these to Nerik, a dwarf who blows open the chunk of the land that separates the Aldi Seas and the rest of the ocean. This allows the warriors to sail their ship onward. It is here that the warriors discover the town of Melamont, which was devastated by the undead lich, and they're pointed to the deep cave where they face the fiend. With the lich defeated, they travel to Mount Guluk, the volcano where Merilith resides, and they defeat the fire fiend and move onward. Afterwards, they discover an airship and use it to travel to the Dragon Caves in the Cardia Islands, where they meet the great dragon, Bahamut, who tests them in the Cathedral of Trials. With this task completed, Bahamut bestows upon them a boon, making them stronger. The warriors of light then travel to the sunken shrine where they defeat the great kraken, and then they fly to the floating castle to defeat the mighty Tiamat. With the fiends defeated, the great crystals should fully be restored and the world saved, yet something isn't right. The crystals are still being weakened. The warriors track the source of the power to a portal located in the Chaos Shrine, and stepping through, they discover themselves 2,000 years in the past. And it is here that they discover the demonic creature known as Chaos. The demon has created the four fiends and is ready to send them into the future to stop the crystals. And once again, the warriors of light defeat those fiends. And with the monsters defeated, the warriors discover that Chaos is actually the Knight Garland. He was not defeated. Instead, he was brought back in time by the fiends and powered by the crystals to become Chaos, creating one hell of a confusing time loop. The warriors defeat Chaos, destroying the time loop and returning once more to the future. And with the loop destroyed, the world returns to a state of peace. However, the side effect of the loop means that no one, not even the warriors of light themselves, know that they saved the world. And that concludes a brief summary to the storyline to Final Fantasy I. Where it all began, one of my greatest passions in this world, Final Fantasy. I want to comment on a couple fun things here, though. Pronunciations are weird when it comes to the Final Fantasy franchise. There's actually a great video that goes over it, like Bahamut or Bahamut. If you look it up, there's a Final Fantasy VII one where everyone's trying to pronounce it Bahamut, Bahamut, the dragon. Tiamat is another one. Mostly I've heard it pronounced Tiamat, but it could be Tiamat. I think I've heard someone say before Tiamat. The town they go to, Cornelia, has actually been changed depending on your timeline and where we are looking at the game's storyline. Cornelia, also known as Cornea, is a town from the original Final Fantasy. It was located in the southeast of the Chaos Shrine. I don't know why the names are changed, probably a translation thing. We haven't gotten to it yet, but another great example is Aerith versus Eris. Things like that are all over the place. So I just want to make you aware of the pronunciation flubs and fun stuff that we're going to have here. I know I'm known for mispronouncing things, but the Final Fantasy franchise is going to be interesting to cover. Our plan is to do a Final Fantasy game on a weekly basis or a Final Fantasy related topic on a weekly basis. As a part of getting EM back to just doing lore and comic books over here and just everything you guys enjoyed, I want to do a Final Fantasy thing weekly, so we're going to do that. So that's pretty much it. That's where we are now with EM. We got a Division storyline coming out soon. We're going to cover Call of Duty. We're going to be working on World of Warcraft. We're just going to go back to bringing you guys the storylines to your favorite video games again, with some remakes, with our new style, the way we do things now, combined between the two channels. Either way, your support is greatly appreciated. Any like you can give this video, any share you can give this video, it'll help us get EM back to where it was. I know it's our fault that we let it fall apart, but thank you for all of your support up to this point. This is the beginning, guys, and I'm going to start getting you guys all your proper stuff.